Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a really crucial, but maybe often overlooked, corner of the tech world, the global JavaScript web frameworks software market. Now, for those maybe less familiar, these frameworks, they're essentially powerful toolkits. They make it much faster, much more efficient for developers to build, sophisticated interactive websites and web apps. Think of them like the sturdy scaffolding or maybe specialized machinery, the stuff that lets builders put up complex modern buildings quickly and reliably. So we're going to explore this market's pretty remarkable growth trajectory, forecasted all the way from 2021 right through to 2033. Our mission, as always, is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge, the key insights from the source. Today, that's the JavaScript Web Frameworks Software Market Report 2025, powered by Cognitive Market Research. Consider this your shortcut to being, well, incredibly well-informed on where the web is literally being built, and importantly, what that actually means for our digital future.
And understanding this market is, I think, absolutely essential for you, the learner. Whether you're, prepping for a meeting, trying to catch up on a field, or maybe you're just really curious. These frameworks, they are the foundational elements. They're how modern web applications get created. So when we see significant growth here, it's not just some technical detail. It signals profound digital transformation happening worldwide. It influences everything from the online banking portals you use to healthcare apps, providing critical services, even the next generation of e-commerce platforms. The numbers, they really tell a compelling story about our digital future. And this report, it gives us a fantastic lens to examine it all.
Okay, let's unpack this then. With some, frankly, truly striking numbers, they paint a picture of just massive expansion. The sheer scale of growth projected for this market is kind of astounding. So globally, the JavaScript Web Framework software market, it was valued at a pretty robust $4,593.85 million back in 2021. Now get this. By 2025, that number is projected to climb significantly to $6,817.3 million.
That's already a big jump in just 4 years.
Exactly. But here's the real headline. Looking further out to 2033. The global market is forecasted to more than double its 2025 value, reaching an impressive $15,013.6 million.
Oh, wow. $15 billion.
Yeah. This isn't just a blip, it's a sustained surge. It's supported by a strong compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 10.372%.
And that CAGR figure, for anyone unfamiliar, it's like a steady compounding interest rate on the market's value. It shows really robust, sustained growth over time, not just a one-off spike.
It's a powerful growth engine we're definitely talking about here.
What's truly significant, I think, is how consistent and robust this growth is. Right across the entire forecast period, like you said, this isn't some fleeting trend. It represents a powerful long-term trajectory for these web development tools. And this sustained demand, it directly answers the question of, well, what's driving this? Businesses globally are just in this rapid digital transformation race. And these frameworks, they're basically their racing cars.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, they accelerate development, they ensure consistency, allow for easier maintenance of increasingly complex applications, which is absolutely crucial in a world that just demands faster, more feature-rich digital experiences. It tells us the future of digital interaction is inherently tied to these more sophisticated, rapidly deployable web applications.
The digital transformation race. I like that. And that brings us perfectly to our next point. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit. Where is this explosive growth actually happening across the globe? We'll start with the established giants. North America and Europe, they're still driving significant innovation and adoption, even as mature markets. Looking at North America first, the market there grew from 2,067.23 million in 2021 to a projected 6,470.85 million by 2033, holding a pretty healthy CAGR of 9.978%.
Still very strong growth for an established region.
Definitely. And within this, the United States, no surprise, remains the dominant force, projected to reach a massive 5,081.55 million by 2033. But interestingly, Canada is actually showing even stronger growth momentum. Its CAGR is 10.691%. Nearly tripling its market value to almost $800 million by 2033.
Yeah, these established markets in North America, they continue to show significant expansion. It really underscores the global trend. And that slight difference in CAGR, as you mentioned, between the US and Canada, that's fascinating.
Right.
It indicates these sort of nuanced market dynamics, even between close neighbors. Maybe Canada's slightly higher growth rate reflects, I don't know, newer or more aggressive digital initiatives in certain sectors. Or perhaps a slightly less saturated market compared to the sheer scale of the US. It just reminds us that even in seemingly mature markets, there's always room for growth and, specific local factors are always at play.
Absolutely. And speaking of nuanced dynamics, let's hop across the Atlantic to Europe. The JavaScript web frameworks market there, it stood at $11,134.68 million in 2021, and it's projected to reach $3,528.99 million by 2033. Also a strong CER, very close to North America's at 9.968%.
Pretty consistent there.
Very. And what really stands out when you kind of dig into the data is how some regions within Europe are truly accelerating. Germany, for instance, has one of the strongest performances, growing from $224.44 million in 2021 to a substantial $750.798 million by 2033, with a notable CGR of 10.7%.
Higher than the European average then.
Exactly. And other key drivers include the UK, Spain, Sweden, all with TGRs over 10% too. But in contrast, you have countries like Russia and Luxembourg showing more modest growth. Their KGRs are around 8.2% and 8.7% respectively.
And this regional variance, it really highlights that while the overall trend is definitely growth, local factors matter a lot. Things like economic conditions, the maturity of digital infrastructure, government support for tech, even, maybe, cultural adoption rates of new tech. They all play a significant role. Germany's robust performance, for example, could be linked to its strong industrial sector that's rapidly digitizing.
It makes sense. The middle stand going digital.
Right, or maybe specific government policies promoting tech adoption across its various industries. It's truly a mosaic, as you said before, of different growth stories. Each region's specific circumstances are shaping its digital trajectory.
A mosaic. Yeah, that captures it well. Okay, so from the mature markets of the West, let's pivot. Let's go to where the digital frontier seems to be expanding at, well, breathtaking speed, Asia Pacific.
Yeah, this is where the numbers get really exciting.
They really do. This region recorded $891.207 million back in 2021, and it's projected to more than triple, reaching an incredible $3,318 million by 2033, all at an impressive CAGR of 11.585%.
Over 11.5%. That's significantly higher than North America or Europe.
It really is. This isn't just growth. It's like massive acceleration. And within this powerful engine, India is truly remarkable. It's spotlighted as the fastest growing market in the entire region, surging from $121.501 million in 2021 to $498.806 million by 2033, boasting a remarkable 12.499% CAGR.
Almost 12.5%. That's huge.
Huge. Now, while India leads in the growth rate, China still holds its dominance in sheer market size within Asia-Pacific. It's projected to reach a massive 1,080.01 million by 2033, also with a very strong 11.779% CAGR.
So China's big, India's growing fastest.
Exactly. And other high-growth countries in the region, like Singapore and the broader Southeast Asia bloc, they're also surging, both with KGRs over 12% as well. This region is truly a hotbed of digital expansion.
What's really compelling here, I think, is not just the scale, but the speed. The intensity of growth in Asia-Pacific. These figures, they strongly suggest just rapid digital transformation, fueled by, a young tech-savvy population, increasing internet penetration, robust economic development, all those factors.
Right. The conditions are perfect for it.
Think about the explosion of new e-commerce platforms, innovative fintech solutions, government digital services emerging from these regions. Frameworks are the backbone. They're enabling that rapid deployment. And this raises a really important question. How will this rapid expansion in the East influence global web development trends?
That's interesting.
It's very possible we'll see new frameworks, maybe new approaches emerging from these high-growth regions that could then be adopted worldwide, potentially shifting the epicenter of digital innovation and best practices.
So innovation flowing east to west, potentially.
Potentially, or at least becoming much more multipolar. It's almost like watching digital adoption and time-lapse over there. It's incredibly fast.
Brilliant point. The potential shift in innovation. Wow. Okay, let's not forget the other significant contributors to this global growth story. We move now to the emerging frontiers of South America, the Middle East, and Africa, each playing a vital role, adding to that overall global picture.
Absolutely. They're crucial pieces of the puzzle.
So in South America, the overall market grew from $197.536 million in 2021 to a projected $678.913 million by 2033, with a very respectable CAGR of 10.813%, also above the global average.
Strong numbers there, too.
Yeah. And within that, Argentina is showing particularly strong growth, an 11.351% CAGR, moving from about $36 million to over $132 million. Brazil is also a major player there, of course, set to hit almost $250 million by 2033. Okay, turning to the Middle East, this region is identified as another strong performer. Its market expanded from $160.785 million in 2021 to $543.04 million by 2033, at a healthy CAGR of 10.65%.
Consistently strong growth across these regions.
It really is. And here the UAE is really surging, boasting a high CGR of 11.216%, projected to increase its market from about $32 million to over $115 million. Saudi Arabia and Turkey are also showing very strong growth rates, well over 10% as well. And finally, in Africa, the continent's market revenue was $142.409 million in 2021. It's projected to reach $474.579 million by 2033, growing at a 9.884% CAGR, just slightly below the global average, but still very solid.
Still nearly 10%, yeah.
Right, and here South Africa is showing strong numbers, moving from $51.267 million to $183.282 million, with a 10.564% CAGR. Nigeria also contributes significantly, with a CGR over 10%.
So if we, connect this to the bigger picture, these regions, South America, Middle East, Africa, they aren't just participating in the global growth. They're carving out their own robust, independent trajectories.
Good point. They have their own momentum.
Exactly. And this just underscores the truly global nature of technological advancement and the widespread adoption of digital infrastructure. It signifies that access to web technologies and the tools to build with them are becoming increasingly ubiquitous, creating new opportunities, new markets all around the world. This diversification of growth engines, it actually makes the overall market exceptionally resilient and dynamic.
Interesting point about resilience.
Yeah, it's a clear signal that the digital economy is truly global now, with innovation and demand flourishing in really every corner of the planet, opening up new avenues for development, for investment, everything.
So, okay, let's boil this down. What does all this mean for you, our curious listener? Why should you care about the intricacies of the JavaScript web frameworks market? Well, the global takeaway seems pretty clear. This is a market set to triple in size in just over a decade.
Triple? That's huge.
It indicates massive, sustained demand for the fundamental tools that quite literally build the internet as we know it. This isn't just about code, right? It's about the very infrastructure for almost all the digital interaction you experience every single day.
Exactly. And for you, this deep dive hopefully provides a quick yet thorough understanding of a really dynamic foundational tech sector. We've seen that Asia-Pacific stands out as the overall fastest-growing region, that impressive 11.585% CAGR.
Hotspot.
And within that, India is identified as the single fastest-growing individual market in the whole report, with its remarkable 12.499% CAGR. This knowledge, it offers invaluable insights into where innovation and investment are likely heading. It equips you with essential context for understanding future tech news, maybe identifying career opportunities in these high-growth areas, even making informed business decisions in this constantly evolving digital landscape.
Yeah, context is key.
And when we say the market is tripling, just try to imagine the sheer number of new apps, new websites, new digital services that need to be built, and all the jobs created around that development. It's truly like taking a pulse check on the future of the internet.
Powerful stuff indeed. Okay, a final thought to leave you with. As these frameworks continue to evolve and countries like India really lead the charge in adopting them, what new paradigms, what new innovations might emerge from these high-growth regions? Could they actually redefine how we build and how we interact with the web globally? Something to ponder. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the JavaScript web frameworks market. We'll catch you next time.